Welcome, everyone. Have you ever made a promise to yourself and then broken it? You said, "From tomorrow, I will change." You said, "This time I'm serious." You said, "I will wake up early. I will study. I will work out. I will stop wasting time." And for a few days, you tried. Then something happened. You felt tired. You felt bored. You felt distracted. You felt unmotivated. And slowly, without noticing, you went back to your old habits. Let me ask you something honestly. Is your real problem lack of talent? Or is it lack of consistency? Listen to me carefully. Your dreams are not too big. You are not too weak. You are not unlucky. You are simply inconsistent. And inconsistency is not a personality problem. It is a system problem. It is a mindset problem. It is a discipline problem. Today, we are not talking about motivation. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Today, we are talking about something stronger. We're talking about how to become the kind of person who shows up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Because the truth is simple. Your future will not be built by your best days. It will be built by your ordinary days. And if you master your ordinary days, you will master your life. And remember, while you grow your discipline, you're also improving your English. So stay with me until the end. This might not just change your habits. It might change who you believe you are. Let me tell you something important. Most people don't fail because they are incapable. They fail because they rely on emotion. And emotion is unstable. One day, you feel powerful. The next day, you feel tired. One morning, you feel inspired. By evening, you feel empty. If your actions depend on how you feel, your progress will always be unstable. Think about your own life. How many times have you started something with excitement? A fitness routine, an English learning plan, a business idea, a reading habit. The first week feels strong. You tell everyone. You feel proud. You imagine your future success. But then something changes. The excitement fades. The work becomes boring. You don't see quick results. And your brain whispers, "Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'll try again next month. Maybe I need a better plan." But the problem was never the plan. The problem was your relationship with discomfort. Listen to this carefully. Consistency is uncomfortable. It is not dramatic. It is not exciting. It is repetitive. It is quiet. And your brain hates repetition without immediate reward. Your brain wants pleasure now. It wants scrolling. It wants easy entertainment. It wants comfort. But growth is rarely comfortable. Let's take English learning as an example. Speaking English out loud feels uncomfortable at first. You feel embarrassed. You make mistakes. You search for words. So what does your brain do? It avoids it. You say, "I'll just watch another video instead. I'll start speaking when I'm more confident." But confidence is built by speaking, not by waiting. The same thing happens with fitness. You don't want to exercise when you feel tired. But the tiredness is often mental, not physical. Your brain chooses comfort over progress. Now here is the deeper issue. Every time you break a promise to yourself, something dangerous happens. You lose trust in yourself. And self-trust is everything. When you don't trust yourself, you stop setting goals. You stop believing in change. You begin to think, "This is just who I am." But that is not true. You are not inconsistent by nature. You are untrained, and training means repetition. Let me explain something powerful. You don't become consistent by thinking about being consistent. You become consistent by practicing consistency. It is like building a muscle. The first day is hard. The second day is hard. The 10th day is easier. The 30th day feels normal. Consistency is not a personality trait. It is a skill, and skills can be trained. You're not lazy. You're just used to stopping when things feel uncomfortable. And today, that changes, because now we will break down consistency into clear and practical principles. You will understand why small actions matter more than big ones, Why discipline is stronger than motivation. Why perfection is your enemy. How systems remove emotional weakness. How repetition rewires your brain. How to destroy procrastination. How to choose logic over comfort. How focus multiplies your results. And how habits shape your identity. By the end of this video, you will not just feel inspired. You will understand how to train yourself. And once you understand the system, you stop depending on emotion. You start depending on structure. Now, we move into the core lessons. Chapter 1. The Power of Small Daily Wins. Let me ask you something. When you think about success, what do you imagine? A big moment? A huge breakthrough? A dramatic transformation? That is how movies show success. But real success is quieter than that. Real success is built from small daily wins. Listen to this carefully. You don't need to change your entire life today. You only need to win today. And winning does not mean doing something extreme. It means doing something small and repeating it tomorrow. For example, imagine you want to improve your English. Instead of saying, I will study 4 hours daily, say, I will speak for 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes feels easy. Because it feels easy, you do it. And when you do it daily, your confidence grows. Now imagine this. You wake up and you complete your small habit. You feel proud. It is not a big victory, but it is real. That small victory sends a message to your brain. I am someone who keeps promises. And when you repeat that message every day, your identity begins to change. This is how transformation happens. Not in one powerful decision, but in 100 small decisions repeated consistently. Practical application for today. Choose one habit so small that you cannot say no. 5 minutes of reading, 10 push-ups, 1 page of writing, 5 minutes of speaking English. Make it so small that failure feels silly. Then repeat it tomorrow. Small daily wins create unstoppable momentum. Chapter 2. Discipline is freedom. Most people think discipline is punishment. They think discipline is restriction. They think discipline makes life boring. But the truth is the opposite. Discipline creates freedom. Let me explain. If you're not disciplined with money, you live in financial stress. If you're not disciplined with health, your body controls you. If you're not disciplined with time, distractions control you. Lack of discipline feels comfortable today, but it creates pain tomorrow. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up early consistently. You train your body consistently. You study daily. At first, it feels difficult, but after months, your life feels easier. Why? Because discipline removes chaos. Chaos creates anxiety. Structure creates peace. Imagine this scenario. 2 people have the same 24 hours. One wakes up randomly, checks phone for 1 hour, reacts to messages, wastes time, feels stressed. The other wakes up with a plan. Same time, different results. Discipline does not reduce your freedom. It increases it. When you control your habits stop controlling you. Practical application. Write a simple daily structure. Wake up time, work block, learning block, exercise time. Not perfect, just consistent. Freedom is not doing whatever you feel. Freedom is controlling yourself. Chapter 3. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Perfection is the enemy of action. Let me say that again. Perfection is the enemy of progress. You say, I will start when I feel ready. I will speak English when I'm more confident. I will go to the gym when I have more time. But confidence comes after action. Time appears after priority. And readiness is created by starting. Imagine someone who wants to start a YouTube channel. They wait for better lighting, better equipment, better ideas. Meanwhile, someone else starts with basic tools. Who improves faster? The one who starts. Because action creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement. Improvement creates confidence. Perfection creates delay. Delay creates regret. Ask yourself honestly, are you waiting because you need better conditions? Or because you are afraid of discomfort. Practical step. Start something imperfect today. Post a rough video. Speak broken English. Write the messy paragraph. Your first attempt will not be beautiful, but it will be real. And real beats perfect every time. Chapter 4. Set targets you can actually repeat. Let me tell you why most people quit. It is not because they lack desire. It is because they set goals that look powerful, but are impossible to repeat. You say, from tomorrow, I'll wake up at 4 a.m. I'll study English 5 hours daily. I'll go to the gym every single day. Day 1 feels strong. Day 2 feels hard. Day 3 feels heavy. Day 4, you miss it. And once you miss it, guilt begins. Guilt destroys momentum. Listen carefully. Your brain loves achievable goals. Your brain resists overwhelming goals. If a task feels too big, your brain protects you by avoiding it. That is why realistic targets win. Imagine this. Instead of 5 hours of English daily, you commit to 25 minutes. No matter what, even on bad days, even when tired, 25 minutes feels manageable. So you repeat it, and repetition creates identity. In 6 months, you are far ahead of the person who tried 5 hours and quit in 1 week. Practical application. Choose a goal that feels almost too small. Reading? 5 pages. Exercise? 20 minutes. Speaking English? 10 minutes daily. Make it easy to win. Winning builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency. And consistency builds results. Chapter 5. Systems beat willpower every time. Let's destroy another myth. You do not need stronger willpower. You need better systems. Willpower is emotional energy, and emotional energy runs out. You can force yourself for a few days, but eventually you get tired. That is normal. Successful people are not superhuman. They simply remove the need to decide. They create systems. For example, instead of saying, I hope I study tonight, you say, every day at 9 p.m., I study English. No debate. It is scheduled. Now imagine this. You want to eat healthy. If junk food is in your house, you must fight temptation daily. That requires willpower. But if junk food is not there, there is nothing to fight. That is a system. Environment shapes behavior. If you want to wake up early, place your phone far from your bed. If you want to read more, keep books visible. If you want to practice English, schedule it after brushing your teeth. System removes emotion. Emotion creates inconsistency. Practical application. Ask yourself, what can I change in my environment so success becomes easier? Build once. Benefit daily. Chapter 6. The compound effect. Small actions, massive results. Most people ignore small actions because small actions feel insignificant. 10 minutes of practice, 1 workout, 1 page of writing, it feels too small. So they do nothing. But listen carefully. Small actions are powerful when repeated. There is a simple principle in life. Small effort plus daily repetition equals massive long-term change. Imagine a jar under light rain. 1 drop looks meaningless. 2 drops look meaningless. But thousands of drops fill the jar. No single drop is responsible. The power is in repetition. The same happens with your life. 1 English conversation will not make you fluent, but 200 conversations will. 1 healthy meal will not change your body, but 200 healthy meals will. Small daily actions create invisible growth. At first, you see nothing. Then one day, people say, you're lucky. They didn't see the repetition. Practical application. Ask daily, what small action can I repeat without fail? Not what is impressive. What is repeatable? Repeatable wins. Chapter 7. Repetition rewires your brain. You're not bad at things. You are inexperienced at repetition. Every time you repeat an action, your brain strengthens neural connections. Think of it like walking through tall grass. The first time is difficult. The second time is easier. After 100 times, there's a clear path. That is mastery. Confidence is not a personality trait. It is a result of repetition. A child does not learn to walk in one attempt. They fall many times, but they repeat. Now imagine if they stopped after 3 attempts. They would never walk. The same applies to you. If you speak English once and feel embarrassed, that is normal. If you repeat daily, embarrassment decreases. Skill increases. Fear decreases. Repetition changes identity. After 30 days of repetition, your brain stops seeing the habit as effort. It becomes normal. And when something feels normal, you no longer resist it. Practical application. Choose one action and commit to 30 days. No excuses. Repetition creates identity. Chapter 8. Destroy procrastination before it destroys you. Let me tell you something honestly. Procrastination is not about time. It is about emotion. You don't delay because you are lazy. You delay because the task feels uncomfortable. Your brain is designed to avoid discomfort. So when you think about doing something difficult, studying English, working out, starting a project, your brain sends a simple message. Let's do it later. Later feels safe. Later feels easier. But later steals your future. Imagine this. You decide to practice English. You open your notebook. Suddenly your mind says, maybe I should check my phone first. Maybe I need coffee. Maybe I should organize my desk. 30 minutes pass. You have done nothing. Then guilt appears. And guilt feels heavy. The task now feels even harder. That is how procrastination grows. Here is the solution. Rule 1. The 5-second start. The moment you think about the task, count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 move. Stand up. Begin. Open the book. Action kills hesitation. Rule 2. The 2-minute entry. Tell yourself, I will do this for only 2 minutes. 2 minutes feels small. Once you start, momentum builds. Starting is the hardest part. Rule 3. Remove choice. Don't ask, should I do it? Instead say, it's 9 p.m. This is my English time. No negotiation. You brush your teeth without debate. Treat your goals the same way. Procrastination shrinks when decisions shrink. The pain of starting lasts minutes. The pain of regret lasts years. Choose short pain. Chapter 9. Follow logic, not emotion. Inside you, there are 2 voices. One wants comfort. One wants growth. The comfort voice says, skip today. You deserve rest. Start tomorrow. It's too hard. The growth voice says, you made a promise. Do it anyway. This is building your future. Which voice do you usually follow? Let's imagine something simple. Your alarm rings at 6 a.m. Your body feels warm. Your bed feels safe. Your emotion says, sleep more. Your logic says, you wanted to improve your life. If you follow emotion, you get comfort for 20 minutes. If you follow logic, you build discipline for years. Short comfort creates long regret. Short discipline creates long power. Your emotions are not bad, but they are temporary. Your logic is stable. It remembers your goals. It remembers your dreams. Before making any decision, ask yourself, is this comfort or growth? If it is comfort, pause. Let logic speak. Train yourself to delay emotional reactions. When angry, wait. When tired, pause. When tempted, breathe. Consistency grows when logic leads. Emotion is loud. Logic is quiet. Learn to hear the quiet voice. Chapter 10. Focus on one thing and go deep. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to change everything at once. New diet, new workout, new language, new business, new routine. It feels ambitious, but it creates chaos. Your energy becomes divided, and divided energy produces average results. Imagine sunlight entering a room. It lights everything gently. Now imagine that same light concentrated into a laser. It becomes powerful enough to cut metal. Same energy, Different focus. When you spread yourself across many goals, progress is slow. When you focus deeply on one goal, progress accelerates. Let's say you want to improve English. Instead of trying grammar, vocabulary, writing, speaking, listening, and business English all at once, choose one main focus for 90 days. For example, daily speaking practice. Go deep. Improve that area. Once it becomes strong, move to the next. Focus creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates expansion. You cannot chase 10 rabbits at once. You catch one, then move to the next. Choose your one mission. Protect it. Give it your best energy. Depth creates mastery. Chapter 11. Your habits shape your identity. Now we arrive at something powerful. Habits are not just actions. They are identity builders. Every habit follows a simple pattern. Trigger, action, reward. For example, trigger, you feel bored. Action, you open social media. Reward, quick pleasure. Your brain loves rewards, so it repeats the habit. If you want consistency, you must design better loops. Let's build one. Trigger, after brushing your teeth. Action, speak English for 5 minutes. Reward, mark it on your calendar and say, I kept my promise. That small reward matters. It tells your brain, this behavior is important. When repeated daily, your brain stops seeing you as someone trying. It sees you as someone who does. Identity shifts slowly. You stop saying, I'm trying to learn English. You start saying, I speak English every day. You stop saying, I'm trying to be disciplined. You start saying, I show up daily. Habits create identity. Identity creates behavior. Behavior repeated creates destiny. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your habits. So don't try to change your entire life overnight. Change one habit. Repeat it daily. Let it reshape how you see yourself. Consistency becomes easier when it becomes who you are. Let me ask you something deeply personal. How many times have you said, next month I'll change. Next year will be different. One day I'll be disciplined. And that day never came. Listen to me carefully. Your life is not changing because you lack knowledge. You already know what to do. You know you should wake up earlier. You know you should study more. You know you should stop wasting time. You know you should speak English daily. Knowledge is not your problem. Execution is. And execution fails when consistency fails. Let me tell you something powerful. Your future self is watching you right now. The confident version of you. The fluent English speaker. The fit version. The financially stable version. The disciplined version. That person is not built in one heroic moment. That person is built in quiet repetition. On days when you feel tired. On days when nobody claps for you. On days when progress feels invisible. This is where legends are built. Not in public. In private. Not when motivated. When exhausted. Not when inspired. When bored. You think successful people are special. They're not special. They are repetitive. They do the same small actions when nobody sees them. They repeat when others quit. They continue when others delay. That is the only difference. You do not fail because you are incapable. You fail because you stop. And stopping becomes a habit. But here's the good news. Starting again can also become a habit. Imagine two futures. Future one. You watch this video. You feel inspired. You say, yes, this is powerful. And tomorrow, you go back to old patterns. Scrolling, delaying, waiting. 1 year passes. Nothing changes. Future two. You choose one small habit today. You repeat it tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. It feels small at first, but 6 months later, something changes. You walk differently. You speak differently. You think differently, because now you trust yourself. Self-trust is power. When you trust yourself, you stop negotiating with weakness. You say something and you do it. That changes everything. Consistency is not about perfection. It is about returning. Miss one day, Return. Feel tired? Do the minimum. Feel bored? Continue anyway. The secret is not intensity. The secret is refusal to quit. Look at your life honestly. Where have you been inconsistent? Health? Learning? Career? Self-respect? Don't judge yourself. Just observe. Now decide. Not emotionally. Logically. Calmly. Choose one area. Commit for 90 days. Not dramatically. Quietly. Because real power is quiet. You don't need to announce it. You need to repeat it. Your life will not change in 1 week. But your direction can change today. And direction determines destiny. Let me repeat something important. You're not weak. You are undisciplined. And discipline is trainable. You are not lazy. You are emotionally untrained. And emotional control is learnable. You're not incapable. You are inconsistent. And consistency is buildable. This is the moment. Not tomorrow. Now, decide who you are becoming. Take a slow breath. You just learned something powerful. Not a motivational speech. Not empty inspiration. But a structure. This is not theory. This is practice. Now let me ask you one final question. What are you going to do after this video ends? Will this become another piece of content you consumed? Or will this become a turning point? Because here is the truth. You don't change when you feel motivated. You change when you decide. Decision is quiet. Decision does not shout. Decision says, from today, I do not negotiate with my goals. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. You don't need to study 5 hours. You don't need to transform your entire life tonight. You need one small, repeatable action. One. Maybe it's 10 minutes of English speaking daily. Maybe it's 20 minutes of focused work. Maybe it's 15 minutes of reading. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier. Choose one. Write it down. Make it simple. Attach it to a time. Repeat it tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, repeat it again. Some days will feel easy. Some days will feel heavy. On heavy days, do the minimum. But do not break the chain. Because the moment you stop trusting yourself, everything becomes harder. And the moment you keep your word to yourself, everything becomes stronger. Confidence is not built by winning big. It is built by keeping small promises. Every time you complete your habit, you vote for the person you want to become. And those votes add up. One day you wake up and realize, I'm no longer the person who quits. That is identity shift. That is transformation. And that is available to you, not next year. Today, you don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. You don't need to feel ready. You need to act ready. And remember, while you train your discipline here, you are also training your English. Every time you listen, every time you repeat phrases, every time you think in English, you are improving. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. If this video gave you clarity, if something inside you feels more stable, if you feel less emotional and more focused, then don't leave without action. Subscribe to this channel. Because here, we don't just practice English. We build mindset. We build self-trust. We build consistency. And consistency builds everything. Your life is not waiting for motivation. It is waiting for discipline. It is waiting for structure. It is waiting for you to stop stopping. This is your moment. Choose one habit. Start small. Repeat daily. And become someone you respect. I'll see you in the next lesson. Now go act.